Jewish visitors will be barred from entering Temple Mount after 10 days from Wednesday until end of Ramadan, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office announced on Tuesday, following a series of security consultations on issue amid widespread violence linked to tensions at sanctuary. While decision was in line with Israel's long-standing policy of limiting friction during the holiday period, there was speculation that new rigid government would change course as far-right National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir pressed allow Jews to continue rise. The Temple Mount is until end the month of Ramadan, specifically on Wednesday, last day Passover. The decision to close the Temple Mount to Jewish visitors was unanimously proposed by Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, IDF Chief of Staff Herzi Halavai, Shin Bet Chief Ronan Bar and Police Commissioner Kobi Shabtai, Netanyahu's office said on Tuesday. Ben-Gvir was visibly absent from this group, describing decision as a serious mistake that will not bring peace but, on the contrary, risks escalating security situation. He argued that absence of Jewish visitors at the flashpoint mean fewer Israeli police officers stationed there, which would create fertile ground for mass demonstrations to kill Jews and even create a scenario in which Jewish worshippers be throwing stones at Western Wall. When terrorism attacks us, we must respond with tremendous force, not to surrender, said Ben-Gvir. Gallant, who said he would resume post on Monday after Netanyahu announced his dismissal last month, confirmed in a statement from office that there was unanimity among security chiefs on Tuesday's decision. Netanyahu also instructed security agencies to deploy all necessary forces to secure Western Wall below Temple Mount for continuation of Jewish worship. Tuesday's decision came hours after Hamas issued a statement urging Palestinians flock to mountaintop compound of Al-Aqsa in droves during the last 10 days of Ramadan and not leave area. They also warned Israel not to allow Jews to visit there, as is the case for most of the month of Ramadan. Known as Haram-i-Sharif or Holy Shrine by Muslims, Temple Mount is holiest place for Jews and third holiest shrine in Islam. Most Orthodox rabbis long banned Jews from visiting site due to its sacred nature as the site of two biblical temples, but religious views on matter have largely changed in recent years, when national religious Jewish pilgrims seen record numbers in large numbers head out to a status quo managed site that non-Muslims can only visit while Muslims are allowed to worship. Still, not all religious figures have changed their stance on Jewish visits, as evidenced by Sephardi Chief Rabbi Yitzhak Yosef's greeting of Tuesday's decision. Beyond the strict religious prohibition, we must act to avoid unnecessary agitation and provocation. For generations, the Chief Rabbinate has decided that according to Jewish law, Jews are completely prohibited from ascending the Temple Mount. The rise in Jewish visitors has intensified long-standing allegations by Palestinians and Arab states that Israel is violating the Temple Mount status quo, an accusation that Israel vehemently denies. However, with the increased Jewish visitors, there has been a quiet change in police policy allowing Jews to pray quietly the area, which has been well documented for years. New Ardift Mer. The subject received another condemnation from Jordan on Sunday, who said Israel would be responsible for any escalation resulting from its decision to allow Jews to ascend the Temple Mount. According to Israeli officials, the police decided not to raid the mosque after receiving intelligence that Palestinians inside were not stockpiling weapons as they prepared with Muslims praying at Masjid al-Aqsa earlier that day. They said this was not the case last week when hundreds of Palestinians barricaded themselves with explosive devices, stones, and fireworks to target Israeli officers and civilians. Police said they had no choice but to enter the mosque on Tuesday through Wednesday night, which then led to intense ES with Palestinians inside. The police were able to defeat rioters, but few inside recorded footage of the police brutally beating and arresting Palestinians, which went viral on social media and caused great uproar around the world. Hamas terrorists also responded by raining several rockets on Israel from both Lebanon and Gaza, prompting Israeli retaliatory airstrikes. New Yanni 4, Q. We 16 so I can. Noah Barron's April 4, 2023. While Shabtai defended his decision send forces mosque last week, appearing earlier this week acknowledged that officers should not use such brutal force, another senior official acknowledged that the footage had done horrific damage. Country. Nearly 350 Palestinians were arrested in ES at Al-Aqsa Mosque last week, and the vast majority were released hours later. However, 17 people who entered Israel illegally from West Bank were accused of participating in the riot on Tuesday, and 15 more are reportedly to be charged in coming days.